You know that moment when you send off what feels like a top-tier text, only to be met with, well, a whole lot of nothing? Not even a half-hearted emoji. Or worse, you spot that dreaded read notification, and then, poof, radio silence. Seriously, it's almost maddening, isn't it? Honestly, it's the kind of thing that makes you wonder if you should just chuck your phone out the window. But hey, the good news is there are pretty straightforward ways to sidestep that mess. Yeah. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk through 5 types of messages that seem to almost guarantee her attention. These aren't just bland lines, they're tested and, more often than not, they seem to really work. Stick around till the very end because there's a little something in the last tip that could catch you off guard. Let's jump in and figure this out together. But first, put a like and click subscribe so you don't lose our channel on the vastness of YouTube. Why texting actually matters more than it gets credit for. Let's get one thing out of the way. Texting is, like it or not, a pretty big deal when it comes to connecting nowadays. Whether you're into WhatsApp, iMessage, or some other app, the back and forth sets the stage for how someone sees you. It's not just some random typing, it's how you showcase your vibe, humor, and interest. Thing is, texting can go sideways in no time flat. For instance, ever notice how shooting off message after message when she's not replying tends to backfire? Or how sticking to dull, one-word replies is almost like begging the chat to die? If you've found yourself in a rut, there's no need to stress too much. These next tips might just help flip the script for you. 1. Make her curious enough to want to reply. Okay, so let's talk curiosity for a bit. People, generally speaking, can't help being drawn to things that leave them guessing. That's just the way most brains work. So if you're looking to nudge her into replying, try to make her wonder. Instead of kicking off with a flat, "Hey, what's up?" go for something that grabs her attention in a bigger way. For instance, shoot her a message like, "You're not going to believe what I just saw," or maybe, "Had the weirdest dream last night, and yep, you were in it." These openers tend to leave her thinking, "What did he see?" or "Why was I in his dream?" And she'll likely feel compelled to ask. That's the real trick, getting her to ask. And hey, don't lay it all out on the table right away. Leave her guessing for just a little longer. If she asks, "What was it?" reply with something like, "I'll tell you, but you've got to promise to tell me about your day first." See how it turns texting into more of a game and less of a task? 2. Timing isn't everything, but it's definitely something. Now, timing, oh, it matters more than people think. You might not pay attention to when you're texting, but, as a matter of fact, it can totally shift how your message lands. If you're firing off texts when she's swamped or just not feeling chatty, there's a chance your words might be left unread, or, worse yet, ignored altogether. For example, let's say she's knee-deep in a crazy workday, and you ping her with something like, "What's good?" Odds are, even if she sees it, she might not be in the mood to dive into a full-on chat. Instead, shoot for moments when she's likely more chill. Late afternoons, evenings, or weekends are usually safer bets since people tend to be in a more relaxed headspace then. It's about catching her when she's most open to replying, really. And keep an eye on her patterns. Does she tend to reply quickly during certain hours? Does she usually go MIA at others? By the way, tweaking when you send your messages can help make the exchange flow better, almost like it's happening naturally. 3. Build a little suspense to keep things interesting. Let's be real for a second, anticipation is kind of a cheat code. People, generally speaking, like having something fun to look forward to, whether it's a story, a plan, or even just a cool surprise. So why not sprinkle a little of that into your texts? You could send her something like, "Got something planned this weekend that you're going to love," or maybe, "Saw something today that made me think of you. Can't wait to share." Messages like that are great because they're playful and light but also leave her wondering what's coming next. In a way, it's like building up a mini cliffhanger in your conversation. Plus, it keeps the chat alive without it feeling like a chore for either of you. Here's another angle. If you're talking about something you both enjoy, you could throw out a casual, "Next time we hang out, I've got the best idea for what we should do." It's not only about suggesting plans, it's about setting up a good vibe that keeps her interested. 4. Compliments that actually stick. Okay, so let's take a second to tackle compliments. Everyone likes hearing nice things, right? But there's a way to do it that actually leaves an impression. For instance, a straight-up, "You're beautiful," is nice enough, sure, but it's kind of, well, predictable. Chances are, she's heard it before, maybe even a ton of times. So, switch it up, go for something that shows you're really paying attention. If she's telling you about a new project she's excited about, you could say, "That sounds really cool, I love how into it you are." Or if she's handled a tough situation well, maybe try, "I've got to say, the way you kept your cool there was impressive." These types of compliments go deeper, they're more about her as a person than just how she looks. The trick is to make it feel specific and thoughtful. It's not just about throwing out a compliment for the sake of it. Instead, it's about showing you're paying attention to the little things that make her who she is. 5. Compliments that dig a bit deeper. Alright, let's take those compliments up a notch. While it's sweet to tell someone they look great, the ones that really stand out are often about something beyond looks. Let's say she's super into her career, her hobbies, or even just this cool idea she's been working on. Let her know you see that. You could say something like, "It's amazing how dedicated you are to that. Honestly, not many people can stick with something the way you do." Or, if she lights up when talking about a favorite activity, maybe try, "I can tell how much you care about that, it's so fun seeing you talk about it." Compliments like these not only stand out but also show her that you're tuned into the things that make her unique. So, what's the deal with these 5 kinds of messages? They work because they do a few key things. They spark curiosity. Let's face it, a little mystery goes a long way, and messages that leave her wanting more are pretty hard to resist. They show you're paying attention. Whether it's the timing, the compliments, or building anticipation, these texts show her you're putting real thought into what you're saying. They keep the chat alive. Instead of cutting things off with a simple reply, these kinds of messages invite her to share more and engage more. They're fun, plain and simple. At the end of the day, texting doesn't have to feel like some big task, it should be enjoyable for both of you. If you've ever found yourself stumped over what to text, these 5 tips can be a game changer. From sending messages that spark curiosity to giving compliments that genuinely matter, it's all about creating a back and forth that feels real and enjoyable. And remember, it's not just about the words themselves, it's also about the timing, the tone, and the thought behind them. So, next time you're not sure what to say, give one of these a shot. Whether you're starting a new conversation or just looking to keep things exciting, these tips might just be the little boost you've been needing. And hey, if this helped, feel free to share your thoughts. Happy texting, and good luck out there!